I'm Robert Herjavec. I'm 63 years old. I've been building and investing in businesses for over 40 years, and I'm worth approximately $300 million. But here's what nobody talks about. I once arrived in Canada with my family carrying nothing but a single suitcase and $20. $20. We lived in a friend's basement for 18 months. I couldn't speak English. I was bullied at school for being different, for being poor, for wearing hand-me-down clothes. I watched my father walk 2 miles to work in the freezing Canadian winter just to save bus fare, earning $76 a week at a factory while I struggled to figure out who I was. That was the early 1970s. I was just a kid. Rock bottom felt like home. Fast forward to 2014, I'm supposed to be successful, right? I'd sold companies for millions. I was on national television, but I hit another kind of rock bottom, a devastating divorce. Depression so deep I had suicidal thoughts. I felt like I'd lost everything that mattered. So when people ask me, and they do ask, Robert, if you had to start 2026 with absolutely nothing, what would you do? I don't have to guess. I've lived it. Twice. I've clawed my way out of poverty once, rebuilt my life from emotional devastation another time, and if I had to do it again today, starting this year with $0, I know exactly what I'd do. Not theory, not motivational fluff, not some guru's manifest your destiny garbage. I'm talking about a specific step-by-step battle plan forged from 40 plus years of actually doing this, building companies, making investments, failing, learning, and winning. A plan that works whether the economy is booming or crashing, whether you're 25 or 55, whether you're in tech or retail or anything in between. The brutal truth nobody wants to hear. Starting with nothing isn't your biggest problem. Your biggest problem is that you don't have a system. You're winging it. You're copying what broke people do, then wondering why you stay broke. You're scrolling through Instagram looking at people's highlight reels while your bank account collects dust. I'm about to give you the exact framework I used. The same principles that took me from immigrant poverty to selling my first company for $30 million, to building the Herjavec Group into one of North America's largest cybersecurity firms. If you're starting 2026 broke, nearly broke, or just feeling completely behind, this might be the most important thing you read all year. Because by the end of this, you're going to know exactly what to do. Month by month, dollar by dollar, no confusion, no excuses, just the plan. Let's dive in. First, let me tell you something that might shock you. If I had to start 2026 with $0, I wouldn't panic. I'd actually be excited because starting with nothing gives you 3 massive advantages that rich people don't have anymore. Advantage number 1, you can take risks. They can't. When you have nothing to protect. No lifestyle trap, no expensive mortgage strangling you, no luxury car lease you're terrified of losing. You're free. And freedom is the ultimate wealth advantage. I see wealthy people all the time. They're making $250,000 a year, but spending $240,000. They're prisoners of their own lifestyle. They can't take risks because they might lose the boat, the club membership, the private school tuition. You don't have that problem. You're starting 2026 with nothing. Good. That means you can move fast. You can pivot. You can experiment. You can go all in on opportunities without fear. Advantage number 2, your mistakes are cheap. If you try something this year and it fails, what did you lose? A few $100s, maybe 1,000. That's tuition. That's cheap education. When I make a mistake now, it can cost millions. When Mark Cuban makes a mistake, it costs him tens of millions. But your mistakes, they're affordable. So you can try 3, 4, 5 different approaches to making money this year. One will work, and the lessons from the failures will be worth 10 times what you lost. Advantage number 3, compound interest hasn't worked against you yet. Here's what most people miss. Poverty compounds too. Every year you waste making bad financial decisions costs you compounded future wealth. If you're 45 and starting with 0, you've been compounding bad habits for decades. But if you're younger, or if this is just a temporary setback, you haven't lost much time yet. Starting right now, at the beginning of this year with the right plan, you can still build serious wealth. The dark side, most of you won't do this now. Real talk. I need to be brutally honest with you. Most people who start 2026 broke will end 2026 broke. They'll make New Year's resolutions on January 1st and break them by January 15th. They'll blame inflation, blame their boss, blame the government, blame the system. And in 12 months, they'll be sitting in the exact same spot, wondering why nothing changed. Don't be that person, because I'm about to give you the plan that ensures you don't end up back here next year. If you follow what I'm about to tell you, actually follow it, not just nod along. By the end of this year, you will have money saved, income streams that didn't exist before, and momentum toward real wealth. I've watched this work for 40 years. It worked when I was broke, it works today, and it will work for you this year, but you have to commit, not for a week, not for a month, for the entire year, because wealth isn't built in moments. It's built in years. And this year, 2026, this is the year you start building. The 7-step plan, your roadmap from zero to solvent. Here's the plan, 7 specific steps. Each builds on the last. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly what to do in January, what to do in April, what to do in September, and where you need to be by December. Let's go. Step 1, January. Stop the bleeding. If you're starting this year with $0, it's because money is leaving your life faster than it's coming in. That stops now, not next month, not when you feel ready. Today, here's what I'd do on January 1st if I woke up broke. Write down every single place money goes, every subscription, every monthly payment, every habit that costs money. Then cut half of it. Let me give you specifics. Car payment. If I'm broke, I don't have a car payment. I sell the car, buy a $3,000 used Honda with cash, and eliminate $400 a month in payments, plus $150 in insurance. That's $550 a month I just freed up. Over 12 months, that's $6,600. Eating out? Gone. I cook every meal at home. Rice, beans, eggs, chicken, vegetables, $5 a day. Most people spend that on one lunch. Over a year, that's a $4,000 swing from $3,000 eating out to $1,800 on groceries. Subscriptions, Netflix, Spotify, gym membership, all gone. I can read library books for free and do push-ups in my living room. That's another 50 month, 600 year. I'm not telling you to live like this forever. I'm telling you to live like this for 1 year, 12 months. In exchange, you get your financial life back. Most people won't do this. They'll say, I deserve to enjoy life while they're broke. That's why they stay broke. Listen, the only thing you deserve when you're broke is to stop being broke. Everything else is a luxury you haven't earned yet. That's January. Stop the bleeding. Cut everything non-essential. Live on less than you thought possible. Every dollar you don't spend this month is a dollar that starts working for you next month. Step 2, February, March. Earn more than you've ever earned. Here's what broke people don't understand. You can't save your way out of poverty. If you're starting 2026 with $0, putting 50 months into index funds won't change your life. Not this year, not next year, maybe in 30 years. But you need help now. So forget investing for the next 60 days. Your only job is to increase income. If I was starting this year broke, here's exactly what I'd do. 1. Sell my time at the highest possible rate. Find the most valuable skill you have and sell it. Can you write? Offer copywriting services on Upwork. Can you code? Contract software work. Can you speak clearly? Commission-only sales jobs. Can you build things? Handyman services on TaskRabbit. I don't care if it's not your passion. We're not building a career right now. We're building capital. There's a difference. 2, work 3. Jobs, not 1. 3, full-time job during the day, whatever pays the most. Freelance work in the evenings, 3-4 hours, weekend gig, driving, delivery, handyman, whatever adds another $500 a month. Most people will say, that's too hard, or I'll burn out. You know what's hard? Being 65 and broke. You know what burnout really is? Working until you're 75 because you didn't work hard enough at 35. I'd work 70-hour weeks for 2 months, February and March, 8 weeks of maximum effort. My goal, save $5,000. $5,000 doesn't sound like much, but when you're starting from zero, it's everything because $5,000 gives you options leverage. Proof that you can delay gratification, a psychological shift. You stop thinking like a broke person and start thinking like an investor. That's February, March. Work harder than you've ever worked. Stack income streams. Save every dollar. Hit $5,000 by April 1st. Step 3, April, June. Build your emergency wall. Once you hit $5,000, every instinct will tell you to invest it. Don't, not yet. Here's what happens to broke people who invest too early. An emergency hits, car breaks down, medical bill, job loss, and they have to sell their investments at the worst possible time, usually at a loss to cover basic expenses. Then they're back to zero and they quit. I've watched this destroy people for decades. So instead, from April to June, we build the emergency wall. That's $10,000 in cash, sitting in a high-yield savings account earning maybe 4%. Investment experts will say this is stupid. You're losing money to inflation. That should be in the market. Ignore them. They've never been broke. When you've been broke, you know the worst financial position isn't having cash earning 4%. The worst position is having no cash when an emergency hits. For 3 months, April through June, the goal is the same as February, March. Maximum income, minimum expenses. Keep working those multiple streams. Keep living lean. But now, instead of saving your first $5,000, you're saving the next $10,000. By June, you'll have $15,000 total, and something will shift in your brain. You'll stop feeling desperate. You'll stop making decisions from fear because $15,000 buys you time. If you lose your job, you can survive 3 to 6 months while finding a better one. If an emergency hits, you can handle it without debt. This is the foundation. This is what every wealthy person has, but nobody talks about. It's not sexy, it's not exciting, but it's absolutely essential. That's April, June. Build your emergency wall. Get to $15,000 cash. Then, and only then, do we start investing. Step 4, July, August. Invest in yourself first. If you're starting 2026 with nothing, you're not ready for stocks yet, not ready for real estate, not ready for crypto. You're ready for one thing, investing in yourself. You have $15,000 saved. $10,000 is your emergency fund. Don't touch that. The other $5,000, that's your investment capital. And the highest return investment you can make right now is in your own earning ability. If I was starting this year broke, here's what I'd spend that $5,000 on. 1, skills that increase my income, $2,000. If I'm making 20-hour, I'd spend $2,000 on certification that gets me to 35-hour. Could be coding bootcamp, real estate license, commercial driver's license, CDL, cybersecurity certification. I don't care what it is, as long as the math works. Spend $2,000 to earn $15 more per hour. That's a 750% annual ROI. 2, tools for independent income, $1,000. If I can write good laptop and software. And the highest return investment you can make right now is in your own earning ability. If I was starting this year broke, here's what I'd spend that $5,000 on. 1, skills that increase my income, $2,000. If I'm making 20-hour, I'd spend $2,000 on certification that gets me to 35-hour. Could be coding bootcamp, real estate license, commercial driver's license, CDL, cybersecurity certification. I don't care what it is, as long as the math works. Spend $2,000 to earn $15 more per hour. That's a 750% annual ROI. 2, tools for independent income, $1,000. If I can write good laptop and software. 4, opportunity fund, $1,000. Keep this for deals that pop up, distressed goods to flip, emergency freelance equipment, whatever. Now, most broke people will say, but Robert, I want to invest in stocks. I know, but stocks will still be there next year, and you'll have more money to invest then. Right now, the best investment is closing the income gap between where you are and where you need to be. That's July, August. Invest in your earning power, increase your hourly value, build tools for independence. Set yourself up so that by September, you're earning significantly more than January. Step 5, September, October. Build your second income stream. By September, if you followed this plan, you're in a completely different position than January. $10,000 emergency fund, invested $5,000 in skills and tools, earning more per hour, still living lean. Now we build the thing that separates you from everyone else, passive income. Not the way internet gurus sell it, drop shipping, courses, etc. Real income streams that work while you sleep. If I was doing this today, here's what I'd build. Option 1, dividend-paying stocks. By September, I'd have saved another $3,000 from increased income. I'd put it into boring, reliable, dividend-paying companies. Companies that make soap, toothpaste, insurance. Companies that have paid dividends for 50-plus years. At 4% yield, $3,000 generates $120 a year. That's $10 a month. Sounds like nothing, but that $10 you didn't have to work for. Next month, add another $300. Month after that, another $300. By December, that $10 becomes $40. By next year, $200 a month. In 5 years, if you keep feeding it, $2,000 a month. That's how it works. Option 2, rental property down payment. If I saved aggressively, by September, I'd have $15,000 emergency fund plus $5,000 saved. $20,000 total. With FHA loans, I can put 3.5% down on a small duplex in a working-class neighborhood. Live in one unit, rent out the other. The rent covers most of my mortgage. I'm building equity, getting housing nearly free. In 10 years, I own a $200,000 plus asset. Option 3, side business with recurring revenue. Use that $5,000 to start. A pressure washing business. Equipment costs, recurring customers, a bookkeeping service for small businesses, a specialized consulting practice. The key is recurring revenue. Clients who pay you monthly, not one time. That's September, October. Build your second income stream. Start small, feed it monthly, watch it grow. Step 6, November, the discipline test. By November, you're tired. You've been grinding for 10 months, living lean, working multiple jobs, and the holidays are coming. This is where most people break. They say, I've been so good all year, I deserve to treat myself. They blow $2,000 on Christmas gifts, holiday travel, new clothes, because I earned it. Then January comes, and they're back to broke. I've watched this for 40 years. November and December destroy more financial progress than any other months, because people confuse earning money with having money. Just because you earned $60,000 this year doesn't mean you have $60,000. If you spent $58,000, you have $2,000. That's the only number that matters. Here's what I'd do in November. 1, commit to spending nothing extra. No holiday inflation. No, this year is different. 2, give gifts that cost nothing, my time. Homemade food, handwritten letters. 3, tell my family the truth. I'm building a financial foundation this year. Next year, I can be more generous. But this year, I need to finish what I started. Some people won't understand. Some will judge you. Let them. They're not paying your bills. 4, review the last 10 months. How much did I earn? How much did I save? Where am I versus where I wanted to be? What worked? What didn't? 5, make the plan for December and beyond. November isn't about celebrating progress. November is about protecting progress. It's about crossing the finish line without tripping. That's November. Hold the line. Don't break. Stay disciplined. We're almost there. Step 7, December. Plan your next year. If you followed this plan, actually followed it, here's where you are by December. $10,000 emergency fund. Second income stream, generating $200 month increased primary income through new skills, tools, and certifications that make you more valuable. Proven to yourself you can delay gratification and execute a plan. In 12 months, you went from zero to solvent. That's huge. But here's the thing, you're not done. You're just getting started, because now in December, we plan year 2, and year 2 is where things accelerate. In year two, you don't have to build the foundation. You have it. You can take more risks. You can invest more aggressively. You can start that business you've been thinking about. You can buy that rental property. You can leave that job holding you back because you have 6 months' expenses saved and a backup income stream. Year one is defense. Year two is offense. So in December, I'd sit down and write out year two. What's my income goal? What's my savings target? What's the next skill I learn? What's the next investment I make? What does my life look like in 24 months if I keep this up? Then I'd commit to it the same way I committed to year one. The truth about this plan: most people never start. Of those who start, most quit in 90 days. Of those who make it 90 days, most break in November, December. But if you're reading this in December and you actually did it, you made it all 12 months. You're now in the top 5% of people who tried to change their financial life. You're not broke anymore. You're not desperate. You're not starting over. You're an investor. You're building wealth. And next year, you're going to build even more. Let me be very clear. This plan works. I know it works because it's the same plan I followed when I arrived in Canada with $20. The same principles I used to build BRAC systems from my basement and sell it for $30 million. The same approach I used to build the Herjavec group into a company generating over $200 million annually. But here's what nobody wants to hear. Most of you won't do it. You'll read this, you'll nod, you'll say, yeah, that makes sense. Then you'll go right back to what you were doing before. You'll keep spending money you don't have on things you don't need. You'll keep hoping something magical happens while you do nothing different. And next year, you'll be in the exact same position, wondering why nothing changed. Don't be that person. If you're starting 2026 with nothing, you have a choice right now. Waste another year or commit to this plan. Not for a week, not for a month, for the entire year. I'm 63 years old. I've been doing this for over 40 years. And I'm telling you, if you follow this plan in 12 months, you will not recognize your financial life, but you have to start today. Right now, stop the bleeding, increase your income, build your emergency fund, invest in yourself, create a second income stream. Stay disciplined through the holidays. Plan your next year. That's it. That's the whole plan. No shortcuts, no hacks, no magic, just disciplined execution over 12 months. And on the other side, financial freedom. The question is, are you ready to do the work? Because 2026 is waiting and your future self is counting on the decisions you make today. Let's get to work.